Ever since Trump was inaugurated in 2017, he has continuously mentioned staying in office for longer than 2 terms. Most recently, he has declined to transfer peacefully if he loses to Biden. With the results of the election coming in just a couple of hours, this statement has got a lot of citizens worried. What if Trump refuses to leave office? Will the Secret Service forcibly remove him? Will Trump kick up a huge fuss? Could he order the military to protect him so he doesn't have to leave? Or will he change a law that will allow him to stay in the White House? I'll be discussing these burning questions and more in today's video. Hey everyone, what's up and welcome back to Life's Biggest Questions. I'm your host and voice of reason, Lindsay Ivan, and today I'm bringing you the video, What if Donald Trump refuses to leave the White House? As I'm currently filming this, the date is November 3rd. The whole election and current state of the United States is making a lot of people anxious for a number of reasons. If Trump wins, millions of individuals across the world are going to be devastated. If Biden wins, Trump and all his supporters are going to be devastated. But Trump in particular is not going out without a fight, and has even said so. During Trump's last rally in Pennsylvania, he sort of hints at a defeat for himself, and then says, and I quote, "As soon as the election is over, we're going in with the lawyers." Meaning he's considering using legal options to stay put in the White House. On top of that, while speaking to reporters in late September, he said, and I quote, "There won't be a transfer. Frankly, there'll be a continuation." It makes us wonder if he's got something up his sleeve, some plan to make him remain in office. But hey, before I go any further, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel because it really helps us out. Also, make sure to stick around to the end of the video because I'm doing comment shoutouts where I shout out your comments from past videos, and some of them are quite hilarious. So now, what if Trump refuses to leave office? Boy, oh boy, will it get messy. For starters, Trump has until January 20th, 2021 to remain in office. The 20th Amendment says, and I quote, "The terms of the President and the Vice President shall end at noon on the 20th day of January, and the terms of Senators and Representatives at noon on the 3rd day of January of the years in which such terms would have ended if this article has not been ratified. And the terms of their successors shall then begin." So Trump has to leave office on January 20th as stated in the 20th Amendment of the US Constitution. If he doesn't, well, that's the day that Joe Biden would get inaugurated, meaning he is now president and has power over Trump. He could simply order the Secret Service to usher Trump out. Trump, no longer president, has no control over the president's Secret Service, so he would get dragged out, most likely during Joe Biden's ceremony, just causing a big uproar. Trump would lack the power to order the US Secret Service or other federal agents to protect him. No matter what he says or does, he would be defenseless to the new president who holds all the power. Some say Trump could order the army to protect him and support his decision. But now Trump would also lose his power as the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, so that's a no-go either. Come January 20th at noon, Trump will lose his powers and will be forced to leave the White House. Back in June, while on The Daily Show, Biden said that military leaders wouldn't let Trump stay in the White House past his term if he lost. He said, and I quote, "I promise you, I'm absolutely convinced they will escort him from the White House in a dispatch." But this isn't entirely true. General Mark Milley, chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, said, and I quote, "In the event of a dispute over some aspect of the elections, by law, US courts and the US Congress are required to resolve any disputes, not the US military. We will not turn our backs on the Constitution of the United States." So no, the military isn't just gonna show up to the White House and remove Trump. Sorry, Biden. Now, we all know that Trump believes that mail-in voting is rigged. If he loses, chances are he's gonna blame it on mail-in voting, saying that it was fraudulent, and that's why he lost. As a result, he may demand a revote, which would be so chaotic and would extend his stay in the White House even more. But even if they do a revote, come January 20th, Trump still loses his power. If a president is still not chosen by then, while the presidency would go down the line of succession. So first to the Speaker of the House of Representatives, so Nancy Pelosi would be the president for a few months, and then if it's not Pelosi, then the Senate pro tempore, so on and so on. But President Trump and Mike Pence would no longer have their jobs. Again, it's hard to say what Trump might do if he loses, but we all know he's not going down without a fight. In another interview, Trump said, and I quote, "I hope it's a fair election. If it's a fair election, I'm on board." Meaning, if he believes that he lost fairly, he will leave peacefully. But knowing Trump, he won't be this good about it. He's going to argue, saying that everything was rigged. He went on to say, "But if I see tens of thousands of ballots being manipulated, I can't go along with that." He then added, "This is not going to end well," making it seem that if he loses to Biden, he's going to make sure it's hell for him and his supporters. On top of that, if Trump refuses to leave, I'm pretty sure he could be charged. I mean, technically he's no longer the president, so he's a private citizen, and so he could be arrested and charged with trespassing in the White House. Also, what's scary is that some say America is on the brink of a civil war, and the results of the election could potentially lead to one. In fact, storefronts in downtown Washington, Chicago, and New York have been boarded up. They are scared as to what might happen. On top of that, a study done in 2016 found that only 50% of voters were concerned about violence. The same study was conducted this year, and now 3/4 are worried about violence on election day. In fact, people are stocking up on weapons and gear. Gun shops have been selling out of ammunition like crazy, and firearm stocks are low. That's terrifying. If Trump puts up a fight to leave the White House, imagine all his supporters that are gonna go out and riot. It's gonna be a mess. It's gonna be Biden supporters versus Trump supporters. It's very concerning, to say the least, that people feel the need to arm themselves just because of the election. It's scary to think about what might go down. But on one positive note, Trump's team might make sure that Trump goes out dignified and not throwing a tantrum like a little baby. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell tweeted, and I quote, "The winner of the November 3rd election will be inaugurated on January 20th. There will be an orderly transition, just as there has been every 4 years since 1792. So he has faith that everything will be conducted in an appropriate manner. Nancy Pelosi also said that they will honor their oath of office to the Constitution of the United States. So hopefully they can convince Trump to make a peaceful exit if he loses. As Biden said, this American election has turned into a battle for the American soul. If Trump loses, do you think he'll put up a big fuss and refuse to leave? Or do you have faith that he will leave in a mature and peaceful fashion? Let me know in the comments below. Guess we'll have to wait until January 20th to see. And that's all for today's video. Let's move on to our comment shoutout portion. I'll be shouting out comments from my video, "What if Michael Myers was real in 2020? Game Bunny commented, "If he was real, governments would mark people killed by him as died to COVID-19. That's sneaky. Like, you don't even think that they'll be like, "Oh, serial killers on the loose." Like, you think they're just gonna cover it up and be like, "Oh, those dead bodies? Yeah, just have COVID, you know? Stab marks? New symptom of COVID. That'd be bad." Jabba820 commented, "He's already got a mask, so he shouldn't catch COVID." That is true. But I think there's a gap under his nose and mouth, so technically it's not really the best mask for him to wear. Plus he's going around like killing people and touching them, so he'd get COVID. Stephen Campos commented, "Splat twist, he gets taken out by COVID-19. Honestly, Michael Myers seems like he can just resist anything. I don't know what's up with him. He'll get stabbed, hit by cars, hit in the back of the head, and he's like, 'Oh, what did you do?' Sorry, I just felt like a little tickle at the..." I don't think COVID would do anything to him, honestly. Michael Myers commented, "What do you mean? I am real." Michael Myers, what are you doing here? Stop it. Are you a fan? Are you a fan? You're not gonna kill me, are you? You're not. He's not gonna kill me. He is a fan of Life's Biggest Questions. Thank you, Michael. Give this video a big thumbs up. And that's all the comments I'm shouting out for today's video. Make sure to comment something down below for a chance to be featured in my next comment shoutout. And as always, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to Life's Biggest Questions for more thought-provoking videos. I've been your host, Lindsay Ivan, and stay curious, YouTube.